What's dangling, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a tier list on the Attack on Titan characters from the new Origins of Power. I'm going to be ranking them from best to worst. So the best is like busted. This character is like leagues ahead of the others. Then we've got locals good, which is you can play this character. It's very good. It can win you a locals and potentially top cut in a like regionals or nationals. And then below that we've got meh, which is, you know, this character's good, could probably win some games, but you wouldn't play it competitively. Then under that I've got funny gimmick. This character does something probably really cool with a card of its own, or it just does like a really funny combo or whatever, but it's not really going to make some win some games unless you pull off this funny as combo. And then we've got below that is why is this a card, like why is this character even here, it's not usable. Okay, so first we'll get into it. We've got Armin Arlet, Brilliant Mind. He's a 6 hand size, 31 health, his form, sacrifice 1 foundation, search your deck for 1 card and build it face down. You cannot play attacks for the rest of this turn. That's once per turn. And then response, after you play a keyword or outward ability, your rival commits 1 foundation. If this is the 3rd time you've played this ability this turn, commit this card. He's okay. I don't think there's enough outwit cards at the moment to make him that good. You can sacrifice a committed foundation to replace it with a ready one. From your you get to search your deck though, so you can target a outwit card. But you're not allowed to play attacks for the rest of this turn, so you'd only build like a defensive outwit. So I'm going to put him in funny gimmick because you can pull off some funny outwit combos, I guess. Next up we've got Bertolt Hoover, Living Weapon, 5 hand size, 31 health. You already know where this is going. This character's busted. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. If it's a discarded card of the same type, the stick gets +2 or -2 damage. So you just basically cycle out the foundations that you don't want to try draw more attacks, even though you're a 5-hander. And then you can pull off some, once this attack hits the discard pile, it does a thing on death and fire. They've got some good cards like that. And then its response at the start of your end phase, transform Bertolt Hoover. Each player chooses 3 foundations in their stage and sacrifices the rest, only playable if your player has 9 or more foundations. Yeah, this character is nuts, especially on his flip side, which is also going in busted. Your attacks get +2 damage and you may remove them after a resolve. Just a static, they're all getting 2 damage, and you can remove them after a resolve, no progressive. And then response, after you play an attack, draw 1 card and your rival commits 1 foundation. So you draw a card and your rival commits a foundation. There's actually a combo you can do where you just play a lot of the 3 difficulty attacks and just never fail a check because they're removing afterwards. You play 3 on a 3 on a 3 on a 3, and you get to draw a card every single time, and your rival's committing 1. Those are eventually going to hit. Yeah, this character's busted. Next up, we've got Cart Titan. I haven't really looked at this character much. I don't actually have the card yet, but I think it's a local's good. There is ways around to get, like, she's just going to be -3 speed, and she's getting you to, on her form, ready herself, commit 1, or her next foundation passes this turn. Like, she's good at building, but she doesn't have the extra thing to take her over the edge. So I'm going to put her at local's good. Next up we've got Connie. Connie Springer, Ideal Soldier, 6 hand size, 31 health. Enhance, spend 1 momentum, clear 1 card from your card pool. Response, after you take damage, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. I've never really been a fan of like taking damage to do something, but he does have like the health to do it. So if you just build him really defensively to minimize damage and maybe half block and take very minimal damage, you can just stack momentum. He's got chaos as well, so there's a lot of momentum stuff that just you can dump all of it into something. So I'm going to put him at locals good. I already know there's going to be someone that's going to cook up a busted as Connie deck. Next up we have Eren Yeager, Humanity's Hope, 6 hand size, 30 health. Enhance your attack, mill 3, your attack gets +1 speed for each Fury card milled this way, and +1 damage for each Titan card milled this way. Then response, after an attack deals damage, if you have 25 more cards in your discard pile, add 1 Titan card from your discard pile to your hand and transform Eren Yeager, Humanity's Hope. I'm on the fence about this character. Like, he's giving +1 speed or +1 damage. Maybe I'm milling 3. He might hit 1 of each, so he's giving everything +1/+1, which is good, but there is characters which just have static +1/+1. I'm gonna put his human side in. It's hard to say because he does have fire and there's a lot of good fire support for milling. I'm gonna put him at locals good, but then his flip side, Eren attack Titan advancing. Your Fury and or Titan attack gets +4 damage. It's a static, enhance, commit, add 1 card from your stage to your hand. The next attack you try to play gets -3 difficulty and +3 speed. This is also gonna go in locals good. I don't think it's quite busted. If he matched up against Bertold, I'd say he loses 80% of the time. Just because he's got no defense, really, and Bertold is just an offensive weapon. So, yeah, he's making his bomb attack easy as to play and giving it a lot of speed, and it's already coming in with 4 damage, which really carries the character, but it's a commit cost, so your rival can easily get around that with an Iden box or something setting it to 0 speed or damage or whatever. So it's kind of a big cost to try on the bomb, which is why I'm putting it in only locals good. Next up, Erwin Smith, Strategic Mastermind, 5 hand size, 34 health. Enhance, once per turn, build the top or bottom card of your deck face down. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. Response, after Foundation is destroyed, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put one of them on the bottom of your deck. Sacrificing a card destroys it. This is quite a sad like follow-up to the first Erwin. Like, the first Erwin just being insane, and this dude's like kind of meh with the once per turn. Build the top or bottom card of your deck face down. You have to destroy something to actually even like stack what you want to draw or build. Just for +3 or -3 speed once on a 5 hand size. He's got no real draw power or anything. I'm gonna put him in. He does work with some of the outwit cards as well, like Armin, so I'm gonna put him in meh, because he actually does something unlike Armin. He gives +3 or -3 speed, but he can make an attack land or fully block an attack. And stack his check, so I'm putting him in meh. He's not locals good yet. Hanji Zoe, 4 eyes, 7 hand size, 21 health. Enhance, commit, build 1 card from your hand, face down. This attack gets +3 or -3 damage. And then Enhance, Tenacious, sacrifice 2 foundations, ready this card. This is a funny gimmick character. I've seen people try play it, and it is good for outwit cards. But 21 health to give something -3 damage, which means you're gonna like either just take the damage or try half block it on 21 health. I don't like minus damage stuff on low health characters. And then also having to sacrifice 2 foundations just to ready her for damage plus or minus is, yeah, it's a funny gimmick character. I'd almost borderline wise as a card, just because I think it would have been better if she was a 6 hand size, 31 health or something, because then she can actually take the damage that she gives -3 to. Next we've got Historia Rice, Secret Identity, 5 hand size, 30 health. Response, Tenacious, after you build a foundation that does not share a name with a card in your stage, add 1 wall counter to this character and gain 1 health. In response, after you draw 1 or more cards, this attack gets +1 or -1 damage. And then enhance, remove 2 wall counters, draw a card. I think this character is like bordering between locals good and busted. I'm gonna probably just put her in busted, but very low end busted. No, I'm gonna put her in locals good. She's top end locals good. Just because of the fact that on your first build, first turn, you're already getting about like, on average, like 3 wall counters if you get a good build. On life, she gets access to like new training method, which builds a card from your hand, so that's a free build. And then she also gets access to like just a lot of the stuff that builds from the top card of your deck on order. There's a few things on that, which is also counting face downs as a separate card that's not in your stage. So that's already a health and wall counter. And then on life, she already gets like a lot of health gain. I think she's going to be like similar playstyle to Recovery Girl almost. It's giving me Recovery Girl vibes, with just like how unkillable they are. And then she also has like, she's not really a 5 hand size because she just loses 2 wall counters to draw a card. So on a kill turn, she can just continue and continue and continue. Next up, we've got Jean Kirstein. Dependable competitor, 7 hand size, 22 health. Enhance, your attack gets +1 damage. It gets an additional +1 damage for every 2 non-action cards you have played this turn. Then response, commit, after you take damage, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. Why is this character a card? Like, you have to play a lot of like foundations that either don't count towards progressive difficulty or clear themselves to get +1 damage, +1 extra damage for every 2 that you've played. So in your hand of 7 hand size, you say you've got 5 attacks, 2 foundations that have to not count towards progressive or clear themselves. You have to play them before you start playing your attacks, just for an extra damage. Is kind of stupid. Not even kind of stupid, it's just stupid. And then response, commit, after you take damage, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. On a, like I said before with like Hanji, why are we giving 22 health characters abilities there where they have to take damage to do something? Honestly, in my opinion, just a waste of cardboard, that card. Next up, we've got Kenny Ackerman, the Ripper. 6 hand size, 31 health. Your range and or weapon attacks get +1 speed and +1 damage. With response, commit, after your non-throw attack deals damage to a character, you draw 2 cards or your rival loses 3 health and discards 1 card. For me, this is locals good tier. I don't think he's busted. He is giving +1 speed and +1 damage to ranged and weapons attack, which covers a lot of cards, especially with like the new set and the 2 Attack on Titan sets. Basically all of them are weapons. So, and he's got Death and Chaos, which is on same as Toga symbols, which he gets a lot of good cards for. And yeah, he plays similar to, I've got a real soft spot for Bakugo 4, I think it is. One where he cares about Furies discarding and your rival discards 1, because he plays very similar to that. But he can choose if he wants to draw 2 cards or your rival loses 3 health and discards a card. So I think he's really good, and I've had a lot of success with the Bakugo one, so that's why I put him at locals good. Next up, we've got Levi Ackerman, Humanity's Strongest Soldier. 6 hand size, 32 health. Enhance, commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +3 speed or +3 damage. Response, once per turn, after your non-throw weapon attack deals damage, clear it from your card pool and your rival loses X health. X equals the cleared card's check value. This character basically gets +3 speed or +3 damage for free a lot of the time on 1 or 2 attacks. On the air symbol, there's a lot of those ones where it's After this card is committed for a cost, re-ready it, or after it's committed, you get a bonus stats like the Yanasa one where you draw a card, or the Midoriya one where it just re-readies itself. So a lot of the time he's getting 3 speed or 3 damage for free. And then once one of these attacks that have got 3 speed and real fast to go unblocked, you get to clear it and you actually do another 2, 3, 4 damage to your rival. So I'm going to put him in Locals Good. He's one of the better Locals Good ones. Kenny would probably be up here. Mikasa Ackerman, Protective Friend, Enhance, 6 hand size, 30 health, Enhance, reveal 2 weapon cards from your hand. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed. After a rival attack deals damage to a character, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a weapon, add it to your hand. At the moment, why is this character a card? There's not enough weapon cards that aren't attacks, I think, to make her viable. The fact that you've got to reveal 2 weapon, most of the time cards for +2 or -2 speed, showing your rival, hey, I've got another 2 attacks, and you get to know their block zones, and how fast they are, how much damage they're coming for, just for 2 speed. Because not all of the time. I mean, she did get some stuff in the new set, don't get me wrong, with the kit that are weapon foundations and stuff, but I don't think enough to make her viable enough to say, hey, I've got these 2 foundations for 2 speed, or -2 speed. Especially on defense as well, like they get to know your block zones and their block modifiers. They can just perfectly adjust their speed that it's out of block range. And then also, after your attack deals damage to a character, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a weapon, add to your hand. So most of the time I'm saying you're just revealing the top card to know your check. And then if it is a weapon, you get to add it to your hand. It feels bad if it's a foundation weapon because you're losing a foundation off the top. So at the moment, why is this character a card? Could move up in the future to funny gimmick or meh if she gets more support on foundations with a weapon keyword. Next up, we've got Raina Braun, Warrior. My favourite character from the set. I'm very high on this character. 6 hand size, 17 health. Static if you would lose the game due to your health being reduced below 1. Instead, transform Raina Braun, Warrior, and return to maximum health. Then Enhance, mill 4. Your attack gets +1 damage for each different card type among the cards milled this way. If you've cycled this game, your attack gets +1 speed for each card type among these milled cards this way. On average, is getting +2 damage. If he cycled, +4 damage, +4 speed as well. On this side, I'd say he is probably Locals Good until he cycles and he goes to Busted. But on this side, he's Locals Good. It's not until he flips over into Raina Armored Titan Advancing. 6 hand size, 17 health. Static, your rival's first attack each turn gets -5 damage. Enhance, remove 3 cards from your discard pile. Your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each different card type in your stage. If you have cycled this game, you may add 1 card from your momentum to your hand. So with backups being introduced, that's another card type to be in your stage. So you can get up to +4 damage, +4 speed, +4 damage on every attack, and recycling an attack from your momentum. I'm very high on this character. This character is busted. I have made a video on a deck profile on this character that is nuts. If you want to go watch that, I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, this character's busted. If you want to see the list, I would definitely recommend it. Next up, we've got Sasha Blouse, Food Fanatic, 6 hand size, 30 health. Enhance, commit, add 1 card with the difficulty 1 from your stage to your momentum. Draw 1 card. If the card you added to your momentum was an asset, draw 2 cards instead. And Enhance, Tenacious, discard 1 card. This attack gets +X or -X damage, +X speed or +X damage. X equals your momentum. I haven't really looked into this character too deeply, but I'm gonna put her in Very high locals good. Probably below Reina and Kenny. She needs to go like there, the Cart Titan. Yeah, borderline. I don't want to say busted because it's definitely not on the level of these 3 cards, but it's very up there in the locals good. The fact that she just gets to choose whether she wants to give something a lot of speed and a lot of damage, with the fact that she gets to feed and fuel the effect that's going to give her a lot of speed and a lot of damage, especially on the chaos symbol. I think is probably her best symbol, with a lot of like the Amajiki stuff and the other stuff that just generates momentum for free. She can make a bombshell of an attack and decide whether you are actually able to block it or not, whether she's going to give it speed or damage. She's very underrated. I haven't looked into her too much. Might need to build a deck profile for her, so maybe stay tuned for that. And then we've got, last but not least, Zeke Jaeger. 5 hand size, 34 health. Static at the start of your first turn of the game, search your deck for 1 non-unique backup, reveal it, and add it to your hand. Form commit, draw 1 card for each backup in your stage. If you draw 4 or more cards this way, transform Zeke Jaeger. And then enhance, discard 1 attack, add 1 backup from your discard pile to your hand. On this side, honestly, he's a funny gimmick. Yeah, he's not really doing anything on his front side. You need to play a lot of backups, which is kind of sacrificing resources to pass checks. And you need to have 4 of them to actually flip onto his other side, which is quite a big sacrifice for stage space for passing checks. And it's quite a big cost for discarding an attack to add a backup from your discard pile to your hand. Like, it'd be good if it was discard an attack and you get to build it, because then you instantly get to draw it back with the form. Yeah, but anyway, if you do eventually flip him over, he is quite good. You can do Zeke Beast Titan. Static, your ranged attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage, which is a very good static to have. But he is gated to ranged attacks, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what symbol you play him on. Fire has a lot of ranged, I know. Don't think Life has too many ranged attacks, but anyway. Enhance, discard 1 backup, add 1 ranged attack from your discard pile to your hand. So after you build all your backups, which you're going to have to actually play a lot of, if you want to have to discard 1 to add an attack to your discard pile from your discard pile to your hand, that's a lot of deck space that you're sacrificing on backups. Especially since you're spending an attack to pick up a backup, you're going to have to have a very high ratio of attacks and backups in this character. But you do get to fish the attack that you want. But I'm going to put him in funny gimmick as well. I don't see how you can make this work. There probably is a way. You probably have to play a very, very high attack and backup ratio and a very large deck size, I'd say, especially with 5 hand. Wait, he goes from a 5 hand size to a 6 hand size. I never noticed that. So he actually does get a way to get more in his hand. So yeah, I'm going to put him in funny gimmick. I think everyone is in the right place personally. Yeah, but if you agree or disagree with this list, is there someone that should be higher? Is there someone that should be lower? Let me know in the comments. Roast me, flame me. But I think personally, this is what the power ratio looks. I think it looks about right for like a balanced set. You've got maybe 3 characters that are busted, a good amount that is very playable and can win a lot of games, and then there's the characters that are just very fun for some certain people and the funny gimmicks, and then some cards that were just wasted ink and cardboard. I think that is probably how a set should be. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you think this set is, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.